My dog is not making this easy. He's literally right in front of me. He refuses to move. He's literally right here, right in front of me, refusing to move. He's being very helpful. He's a good boy. Hello, my name is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. Why not consider liking and subscribing? If you are an old friend, thank you so much for being here. I really love seeing you here every week. It means a lot to me. We are talking about fall. In a couple days after I post this video, it will be officially the first day of fall. So these scents that are coming up are scents I exclusively wear in the fall season, with some exceptions, and I'll talk about that. There are a lot more scents I wear during the fall. I'll probably get into them in a couple weeks when I do like a fall to winter transition video, because there's a lot of overlap between my fall scents and my winter scents, and that video will be a very large video that has all of the things in it. We're going to start with stuff I exclusively wear in the fall. We're going to talk about a couple of scents that I wear in the fall and spring, so it's sort of like that, like, not too cold, not too hot weather. That'll be the second part of the video, and then the third part of the video will be stuff I'm testing this fall. So this is samples I've saved to be testing in this cooler weather that is coming up. If you are interested in some scent recommendations for fall, please keep watching. So the first scent we're going to talk about, this is Soda Snob by Snif. Soda Snob it smells exactly like what you think it's going to smell like. It's going to smell like Coca-Cola. Out of all the cola scents, because there's a couple like Tonka Cola and there's one by Killian. I can't remember what it's called. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but there's like a couple of cola scents around. I feel like Soda Snob is, out of all of them, the most wearable. It doesn't smell like quite so photorealistic. The other ones smell a little bit too much like you spilled something on yourself. This one has like a little bit more of like an artistic flair to it, so it makes it the most wearable in terms of the ones I've tried in terms of cola scents for me. So this also, I think, makes a really great transition summer to fall scent, and that is because it's cola with like a hint of lime. So you get like a little bit like of a citrusy lime quality in the beginning, which is really beautiful. And you can smell like the fizziness of the cola, but it's also got like the fall thing it's got like that like cinnamony, spicy cola base. Really very pretty. Perfect scent for fall. This is Soda Snob by Snif. My next scent for fall, this is Tom Ford. This is Bitter Peach. I know a lot of people don't really like this scent. Like, I hear a lot of people say that they just don't understand this scent or like it very much, but I really love this. I wouldn't say Bitter Peach is the best name for it, because it doesn't smell bitter to me. It smells like a spiced peach. So I get a lot of like cinnamon, clove, spices going on in this on top of the peach. So it smells just like a dessert to me. I would probably say if you were considering buying this, I would test it first, because it seems like a lot of people don't like this, but I certainly don't get any bitterness. I just get a spicy peach scent. This is Tom Ford's Bitter Peach, another great scent for fall. This is Skylar. This is Fall Cashmere. This is a relatively new bottle. When I was a part of the scent club last year, every time they would send me like the scent of the month club stuff, they would also send me a sample of Fall Cashmere, and I really liked it quite a bit. And I wasn't sure about buying it or not, but then they wanted to trade with me and they offered this, so I picked this up in a trade. So I haven't gotten to wear this particular bottle yet, but I've worn a bunch of different samples of this and I really like it a lot. This is like a spicy tea scent. It's reminiscent to me of chai, that like nutmeg, cinnamon, clove thing going on, but the blend is like very like smooth and lovely. The tea is quite prominent, so it just smells like a lovely spiced tea. Yeah, this is not talked about very often, but I think that this is a really lovely scent by Skylar, and I'm really looking forward to wearing this in the fall. So this is Skylar. This is Fall Cashmere. And another scent I wear during the fall. This is a cheapie. This is Manifest Your Future by The Good Scent. Okay, so I'll tell you the notes first of all, because they are on the back. This is candy apple, spiced pear, mid caramel sugar and sage leaf, and base coconut milk and vanilla cookie. This scent, of literally any scent, this is the scent that I need a Middle Eastern long-lasting dupe of. because this is a $14 scent that you can buy at like Winners, Marshalls. I guess in America they're like TJ Maxx's and stuff. Like that's where you can get this the stuff by the Good Scent, and like it's $14. This is a very, very cheap fragrance. This is honestly one of my favorite scents in my whole collection. It smells beautiful. It just lasts about 2 hours. It doesn't last very long, but it's so, so stunning. Like, it's such a beautiful, like, caramel, apple, delightful scent. I really need, like, the, like, beast mode, long-lasting Middle Eastern dupe of this specifically. I really wish it lasted longer, but it's so beautiful. The apple in this is, like, really ripe and juicy. You can smell the caramel. You can smell the sugar, that cookiness. It's just like, it's a little bit spicy. It's such a delightful scent. It's so good and so cheap. So I highly recommend, if you find this in your local store, absolutely pick this up. This is such a phenomenal scent. I just wish it lasted longer. It is what it is. This is Manifest Your Future by The Good Scent. So that's the exclusively fall scents. So not a lot of those going on. Again, my fall winter is much more overlappy, and we'll talk about that in the future. But the next few scents are scents that are sort of like fall and spring, when like the weather is like not too cold, but also not too hot. So the next few scents are scents that work in both of those occasions. We have 2 sugar milks here. So the first is Cranberry Soda by Sugar Milk. So Cranberry Soda, this is a like cranberry ginger ale kind of scent. It's got aldehydic fizziness, but also very prominent cranberry. Cranberries also make me think of Thanksgiving, so perfect for fall. This is a phenomenal scent. I don't think this is available anymore, or it's available seasonally. I can't find it on the website, but I really recommend this particular scent highly. Out of, I would say, almost all the scents in my collection, and I have quite a few, this is the scent that my husband comments on the most and seems to really enjoy on me the most. Every time I put this on, I get a, ooh, that smells good. I don't know that he's aware that it's this one, but he always comments on this one. Yeah, it's just a really delightful cranberry soda scent. So that is Cranberry Soda by Sugar Milk. Then the next scent, also by Sugar Milk, that I wear in the fall and spring, this is Fluffy Jiggly Cheesecake by Sugar Milk. So this is a cheesecake scent. It does smell certainly desserty. It doesn't smell too much like cream cheese specifically. It does smell like cream cheese and sugar. It smells like a cheesecake. It also smells like a little bit like the graham crust on the bottom of a cheesecake. And it's also got like a sort of slight fruitiness in the top of it that sort of goes away. It's just like a really delightful, like fun little dessert scent that really does smell like a cheesecake, but not like a really like dense cheesecake. Like it smells like sort of like lighter and fluffier a little bit. More like a Japanese cheesecake, if you've had Japanese cheesecake as opposed to North American cheesecake. Yeah, it's light and fluffy. It's just like a really like lovely dessert scent. I might end up finishing it this year. There's not a whole lot of that left. I really like this one a lot. This is Sugar Milk's Fluffy Jiggly Cheesecake. The next thing that I sort of think is a spring and fall scent. This is Very Good Girl Elixir by Carolina Herrera. I just have a little mini of the shoe. This is a cherry and cocoa scent. I think of cherry and cocoa as being very like wintry, like fall, winter, cold notes, but this is light wearing enough that I think this would also work in the spring. So I'm saying this is sort of like a spring and fall scent. I will probably finish this up in the fall anyway, so I won't make it to spring, but this is like cherry and cocoa. It's nice and light wearing. I think this is a great office scent in terms of like, I find it pleasant yet inoffensive. I think this is also a great option for fall. That is Very Good Girl Elixir by Carolina Herrera. Next up for the fall, I'm going to be wearing, this is Maison de Parfum Maison d'Herbe Musk Gold. I won this from Fragrance Buy. Again, thank you, Fragrance Buy. I haven't gotten a really good chance to wear this scent yet. When I won it in the late spring, I smelled it and sort of thought that it needed to like sit for a little while and like develop a little bit more. So I haven't really gotten a chance to do like full like wearing of this properly yet, but I'm going to be doing that this fall, and we're going to see if I keep her in my collection or not. She is a rose and vanilla scent. The rose and vanilla combo sort of reminds me a little bit of the rose and vanilla combo in like Intense Cafe. It's sort of got that quality to it. Like it's a very sugared rose with the vanilla underneath. I don't think there's many other notes beyond that in this particular scent, but it's certainly deepened since I smelled it this spring. It's certainly a lot stronger, so I think letting it sit was a good plan. So if you ever pick these up, I would suggest letting them sit for a month or two before you try wearing them fully. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to wearing this in the fall. This is Maison des Parfums Maison d'Arri Musk Gold. The last scent in my collection that I'm going to be wearing for fall that I'm excited to be wearing again, this is Dolce & Gabbana's L'Impératrice Royale. This is a new bottle. Like, this came out in 2025. This is a relatively new scent. This is the L'Impératrice DNA, except that it is a cranberry woody version of that L'Impératrice DNA. So I feel like the cranberry woodiness rather than the watermelon rhubarbiness of the original, that cranberryness brings it into the fall. Again, reminds me of Thanksgiving, but like, I love this DNA so much, and I'm glad that it's like the same but different. I think that's perfect for a flanker. Like, we're using different notes to give you the same vibe kind of thing. I think that's great. I think this is a really great release from this year. I'm excited to be wearing this in the fall. This is L'Impératrice Royale by Dolce & Gabbana. So that's it for bottles. I'm gonna now move on to all the things I'm testing this fall. And what I tend to do is when I get a sample, I'll spray it in the moment. And if I feel like, oh, this might not be working for the season I'm currently in, but I still think this might be good and want to test it later, I will save it for the season it seems more appropriate for. So I have a bunch of things that I have saved up for fall testing, and I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm actually really excited to be trying this out again. This is Ariana Grande. This is Pink Woods. This is interesting because these weren't on my radar at all when I got a sample of this in my Sephora order. Traditionally with the Ariana Grande fragrances, like, I have Sweet Like Candy, but most of them I can't smell at all. Like, I can't smell cloud at all, or like they're very faint to me. Like, they're just, Ariana Grande fragrances generally speaking have not been my thing, but Pink Woods was really surprised me. It was really quite strong, really long lasting, and it's a sweet woody scent. So like, it smells like you're eating cotton candy in the woods kind of thing. It's really like sugary sweet, but also the wood really stands out. I really enjoyed it a lot, so I'm excited to keep wearing these samples. This is something I am actually considering making a purchase of, so I'm excited to get through these samples and see what I really think in an appropriate season, and we will see if this ends up in my collection. But I really did enjoy wearing this quite a bit. Now I have 2 samples, so I have plenty to test, so I'm excited. So that is Ariana Grande's Pink Woods. The next thing I will be testing, this is by Arri. This is Ube Shake. If you don't know what ube is, it's like a purple yam. So it's like a creamy purple yam scent. I think this also has an ice cream note in it. So it smells like vanilla ice cream and taro powder to me. It smells like taro powder. It's a really lovely gourmand scent. If you smelled Mochi Glow's taro ice cream, which is a bottle I have, this smells almost identical to it. I won't be buying this because I have a bottle of taro ice cream, but I do think that this is also a really great scent from an indie perfumer. If you're looking for something that has a little bit more of a unique note, purple yam is a pretty unique note. So I do recommend this. This is Arri's Ube Shake. The next thing I'll be testing in the fall season, I somehow have acquired a whole whack of commodity milk. I have received so many samples of commodity milk that I probably have more of this than the travel spray I have of Milk Bold. It's a creamy woody scent. I feel like I've talked about woody scents a little bit, but I feel like fall is very much the time to bring out your woody scents, your spicy scents. Just sort of lends itself to fall to me. So this is a creamy woody scent. I'm excited to wear this in the fall. This is Commodity Milk. This is the expressive. So this is the middle one out of the 3 scent experiences. This is Dries van Noten. This is Soie Malaquais. This is a sort of a satin and chestnut scent. I wasn't really sure about this when I tested it a couple months ago, but it was in the dead of summer. I feel like chestnut doesn't really lend itself to summer, so I've saved this last little bit. We're going to test it in the fall. We're going to see if I like it more. But back then it was just okay. I will see if I like it more in an appropriate season. Yeah, so we're testing Dries Van Noten's Soie Malaquais. Next thing we are testing, yes, so this is Ellis Brooklyn. This is their Marshmallow Body Mist. This is apparently quite like a peaches and cream kind of scent. Apparently this is, according to Carla Cruz, this is like very similar to the Dor Devara by Gritty that I was just testing recently. So I'm interested to test this a little bit more in the fall to see if I like it. This is like a marshmallow scent. This is a body mist, so I'm sure I'll get through this pretty quickly. I'll be testing Ellis Brooklyn's Marshmallow. This is Akatsuki Melba by Fomowa Paris. If you watched my summer video, you'll see that I said I was going to be testing this in the summer. So I sprayed this once in the summer and decided that it was a little bit too much for the summer months. So I decided to hold off on it and wait until fall. So I have about one more wear of this. This is probably more of a spring fall scent than a summer scent. That is what I've discovered by wearing it in the summer, was that it was a little too much. Closest thing I can say that this smells like is this smells like raspberry jam. This is a very like raspberry jam kind of scent. It's very sweet. It's a really lovely scent actually. I quite enjoy this, just not in the summer. And so now it's the fall. We're going to be pulling her out again. That's Akatsuki Melba by Fomowa Paris. I am also going to be wearing this Decadent Memories by Perfumology. What I discovered is this almost smells identical to Akatsuki Melba. This is also a raspberry jam scent. If one doesn't work for you, like longevity-wise or something, maybe try the other. They both smell very similar to me. Both smell like raspberry jam. So going to be wearing this in the fall as well. This is Decadent Memories by Perfumology. Next two things I'll be testing are by Snif. This is Snif Berry Styles. This is a body mist. This was part of their pancake collection. This is the like berry jam topping body mist in that pancake collection. It does smell like jam certainly, but it's got like this like underlying like licoricey scent that I think comes from the freesia. This was really like interesting to me because it's like blueberry and like lime and stuff like that. It just had a lot of unusual notes and came off unlike anything I'd smelled before. Unfortunately, it only lasted about an hour on me, but it is a body mist. We'll see if it's been sitting for a little bit, if it lasts a little bit longer, but who knows. So we'll be testing out Berry Styles. Also from that pancake collection, we'll also be testing the perfume. This is just a little bit left of Hot Cakes by Snif. This is the pancake scent. It's pancakes and dough and a little bit of maple. I remember this not being as sweet as I thought it was going to be when you talk about having a pancake scent. The closest thing I can compare it to is that it smelled like McDonald's hotcakes specifically. If you can picture what those smell like, that is what this smells like. I remember being a little unsure of this, but like also felt like I needed to wear it more in a cooler weather environment. So we're testing it in the fall. We just have one more wear left and we'll see how she does. So that's Snif's Hotcakes. Another thing I will be testing in the fall. This is Tomavicci. This is Gâteau la Nana. This is their pineapple cake scent. I know a lot of people have been talking about this as being a summer scent. It came out in the summer, and I think that's because of the pineapple, but for me, this smelled so cakey that it didn't feel right in the summer. Like, when I wore it, I was just like, I'm not in the mood for this. I'm in the mood for refreshing and juicy and light, and that's certainly not this. This is a very dense cake scent, so I decided to hold off on this until the fall and see if I like the wear experience more in the cooler weather. I suspect I will. Yeah, this is a pineapple upside down cake scent. To me, smells fairly realistically like a pineapple upside down cake. That's Tomavicci. That's Gâteau la Nana. Anytime I say la Nana, I definitely think of that weird TVO puppet. Does anyone else know what I'm talking about? I know a lot of my audience is American, but if you're Canadian, do you know who La Nana is? If you don't know who La Nana the puppet is, go look him up. Another thing I'm going to be trying just one more wear of in the fall and winter. This is Versace. This is Eros Najim Porham. This is part of their Eros line. It's like an orange bottle. This is an oud scent. Normally I don't get along with oud. When I tested this in the summer, it was very much like an oud that I could tolerate and like a very like caramelly scent. This smelled really great to me back then, and I thought I should try it more in the fall. So we'll see how she goes, because I liked the testing from this particular bottle when I sprayed it. I have one more wear, but when I remember I also tested this in store and it smelled very generic to me in the store. So I'm interested to test this again and see what I think a couple months later. See if I still find it interesting or if I find it generic again. This one's a little bit of a confusing mystery to me, so we will see how she goes. And one of the last things I'm going to be testing in the fall, this is, I have about one more wear left of this too. This is Rich Warm Addictive by Zara. This is like a tobacco-y sweet scent. It was very like comforting and soft and nice and like kind of tobacco-y, and I could see why people like this a lot. I tested this in the summer, so I felt like this was maybe not the right season for it. So I'm gonna spray this in the fall and see how she goes. That's everything I'm gonna be wearing exclusively in the fall of 2025. What scents are you wearing this fall? What are you excited to like transition into from the summer scents? What have you been missing in the fall season? What notes scream fall to you? I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, friends. I will see you around.